guys, so before this truck even got delivered, I ordered all the parts for the exhaust, and yet somehow they still haven't been delivered. It's been absolutely killing me driving this thing around totally silent. So today we're gonna try to rig up a temporary setup. Is it gonna sound terrible? Is it gonna sound glorious? I'm not sure, but we're definitely about to find out. Taking a peek under the truck, it looks like the catback portion detaches from there. Then you got a resonator, which then unclamps here, and then you got the gigantic muffler. So I think we're gonna go ahead, take it apart right here, go through our exhaust stash, try to rig up some kind of dump. 15 mil. And no, I definitely didn't just put a pair of my son's pants that he left outside for the last month on the exhaust pipe, covering it so that we don't beat the side of the truck up when we go wiggling this thing loose. Them son of a guns are stiff as a board. No way, it's already rusted. That should just come free. What am I missing? What is happening currently? Why is that exactly what they freaking did? That's so dumb. I'll show it to y'all in just a second. Okay. Whew. How do we get this out without cutting it? Probably have to jack up the rear of the truck. Let's see. Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do. So here's that little stud that you have to peel that tab up over in order for it to slide backwards. So up here, which we can bend it back, that little tab hooks over it so it can't go backwards, which I guess is a good solid way to keep it on there. But yeah, I mean, if you know about it, you know about it. It's not a big deal, but it took me a minute to find it. So that pipe right there leading to the muffler is 2.5 inches, and I just got done sifting through our exhaust pile. I think this will actually fit. If I cut that off, this should be 2.5 inches, and at the angle it is. This is the factory crossover from, I think, Jumper. If it'll bolt up right there, it might actually come out where a lot of people run it, right there, outside. Oh, brother. We're gonna try it. And there she is, boys. Our homemade side exit muffler delete. Let me go ahead and catch y'all up to speed, because unfortunately I was not able to use that piece that I cut, which was a big bummer because it was coming out like perfectly, like a proper side exit in front of the rear tire. But the piece was just a tiny bit too small for whatever reason. The clamp would not secure it in place. So after sifting through all of my spare exhaust, I was able to use the AWE setup that I had on my 22 Sierra. I'm not sure where this piece was on that truck. I think it might have been the over the axle pipe. I don't freaking know. Either way, that also had a dual exhaust tip set up. I took one of them off, and now we got this pretty sweet looking little muffler delete. Not an axle dump, but a dumped exhaust. It's probably going to be super loud and drony in the cab, but it definitely, hopefully, is going to sound good. It's not gaudy or anything. If we take a step back, you don't really see it unless you're farther away, or you squat down and then you can, you know, just see that little exhaust tip. I'm excited. Now, we don't have a hanger on it, so that's not optimum, but it's not a ton of weight. It shouldn't be an issue, and this is a temporary setup until our other parts come in. But with all that said, it's time for our first startup. Quieter than expected, honestly.
honestly, it sounds better on the inside than it does on the outside. It's, at least from looking over the footage, relatively quiet in the outside, but in here, it sounds really, really good. It's not crazy droning like I was expecting it to possibly be. We'll do a little mid throttle here. Surprisingly good. Little burbles. This thing is so fun to put in sport mode, or not sport mode, manual mode, and roll. That little
All right, guys, well, that's gonna be about it for this video. I definitely think the homemade muffler delete sounds good, but definitely not great. But I think it'll tide me over until all of our other exhaust pieces come in. I really want to stick to what I originally had planned. I think it's gonna sound super good, hopefully a lot better than this. But I am glad now the little truck has a little bit of a growl to it. Cheat code, you're starting to come together piece by piece. You're looking pretty dadgum mean right here. Still, every video I'm gonna say, I need my rear fender liners to come in. That is atrocious, but yeah. So anyways, hopefully you did enjoy this little kind of funny video, chopping the muffler off, doing what we did. Yeah, it's not something I would recommend for everybody, for sure, not on your 2024 truck. It's probably the most ratchet exhaust setup on any 2024 truck, but I'll wear that badge of honor. I ain't gonna lie to you, I love my Fords, but they just can't sound like this.
Thank you.